Imagine that it's July 1992 and your favorite band, Nirvana, whom you've only known about for a little while at this point, just released their new single for Lithium. You know and love this A-side from Nevermind, but notice there's a B-side that you have never heard of. Itching to hear a new Nirvana song, you eagerly put it on, expecting something in the vein of Lithium, something catchy with a bouncy bass line and that's easy on the ears. But instead, you're met with this. I can only imagine the reactions of people when they put on this single and first heard that abrasive guitar riff with an almost overwhelming amount of phaser. In this video, I'll be breaking down how I recreated this chaotic guitar tone. Curmudgeon was recorded on April 7th, 1992 at Laundry Room Studio in Seattle. This was the band's first recording session following the release and wild success of Nevermind. It was a very low-key session in a small basement studio. To quote producer and engineer Barrett Jones, "I think they were trying to be a little more punk rock about the whole thing, trying to get away from the Nevermind glossiness. I think that was on purpose. They wanted to be as low budget as possible about it." Also recorded at this session is the excellent Oh the Guilt and their cover of Return of the Rat. Curmudgeon is an extremely unique song in Nirvana's catalog, mainly defined by Kurt's very upfront use of a strong phaser effect. For years, the accepted story was that Kurt used an MXR Phase 100 to achieve this sound. That's the pedal that I put out in my original cover of this song a few years ago. But thanks to Nirvana, it's been actually revealed to be a different pedal. Enrique from Nirvana corresponded directly with Barrett Jones, who said to him that Kurt in fact used an Electro-Harmonix Smallstone on this song. So major shout out to Nirvana, not only for creating amazing pedals, but also for this gear discovery. At the time of me recording this video in May 2026, there are currently only 4 surfaced live performances of this song, and Kurt does not use a phase pedal in any of them. This effect is exclusive to the studio recording. The Smallstone adds a layer of chaos to an already hectic foundation in which Kurt is screaming his guts out to. I've seen some people say that this song can be looked at as a precursor for what was to come within Utero, where Kurt would continue to expand his noise palette with the Electro-Harmonix Echo Flanger. According to Barrett Jones, Kurt's setup for this recording session was his live rig that he was using at the time. Mesa Boogie Studio Preamp, Crest 4801 Power Amp, Marshall Cab with G12 T75 speakers, and Boss DS2. Throughout June and July of '92, Kurt was mainly using his iconic Jaguar in a rotation of Hot Rail Strats live. So I'm more or less comfortable guessing that one of these is the Curmudgeon guitar. To recreate this tone, I used my road-worn Fender Kurt Cobain Signature Jaguar, a model that seems to get a lot of flack for not being 110% accurate to Kurt's Jaguar visually, but I will personally always recommend this guitar. Yes, there are some historical inaccuracies in the body color, but the pickups and the wiring are correct. While I have grown to prefer my Mustangs and Strats, I can say that objectively, this is one of the most versatile Nirvana guitars that I own. It can nail any Nirvana era. For pedals, I'm using my Boss DS2 and an ampless amp setup that consists of Nirvana's Paramount Tube preamp pedal and my Mesa Boogie 5-band EQ pedal. The Paramount is Nirvana's clone of the clean section of the Mesa Boogie Studio Pre. So that, combined with the Mesa Boogie EQ pedal, essentially gives me the entire clean section of the Mesa Boogie Studio Pre in pedal form. Those are then going into my Moyer Cab X2 IR loader pedal, and I'm using IRs of G12 T75 speakers. And now for the main event, the phaser pedal. I am no longer using my MXR Phase 100, but I'm also not using an Electro-Harmonix Smallstone. I'm using something that I personally believe is better than both of those, the PastFX Gallstone. The Gallstone is PastFX's recreation of the vintage Smallstone V2, but loaded with extra features and options. They took a legendary pedal that only has 2 controls to begin with and expanded it to have 9 controls, opening up infinitely more tonal possibilities. I'll be transparent with you all, I've had this pedal for a while now, but it took me some time to really dig in deep and explore all that it can do because there really is so much to it. I don't know how PastFX does it, but this is the 3rd instance where I personally believe they have expanded a classic Nirvana modulation pedal to such great lengths that tonally it beats the original. I still have the Phase 100 that I used in my original cover, which did the job fine at the time, but I even said back in that original video that I couldn't quite get the speed to match up the recording as well as I wanted it to. So now let's compare the Phase 100 and the Gallstone head to head and see which one gives us a better overall Curmudgeon guitar sound. Right off the bat, I prefer the Gallstone. It's much more transparent. In comparison, I feel like the MXR cuts out a noticeable chunk of low end. To be fair, I will say that deep in a mix, you could probably EQ the MXR to better match the Gallstone by adding that low end back in. But with both options available, I don't think I'll ever go to the MXR, knowing that the Gallstone offers a much fuller sound right off the bat, and better retains the full character of the tone that is going into it. Thank you to Nirvana for providing the essential foundation for this tone with the Paramount pedal, and for sharing your discovery of Kurt actually using the small stone on the recording of this song. And thank you to PastFX for sending me the brilliant Gallstone and giving me the opportunity to present it. It's thanks to this that I've been able to get this close to the sound of this beautiful mess of a song. While this has become my Curmudgeon pedal, I've been having a lot of fun with it in other applications. It's just a really great pedal all around. Thank you so much for watching, and an extra special shout out to my Patreon supporters. Be sure to follow me on Instagram and TikTok at Nirvana Guitars. Subscribe here on YouTube for more weekly Nirvana gear videos like this, and I'll see you in the next one.